Welcome all of you. Today's topic is energy flow. In that we will learn what is food chain, food web and ecological pyramid. Let's start with food chain. So the sequence of organism through which the energy flows is known as food chain. Now remember, the flow of energy in any ecosystem is the one-way process. The important facts of food chain. So in food chain, every organism obtains energy from the one at the level below. Plants are called producers because they create their own food through photosynthesis by using the sunlight, and animals are called consumers because they cannot create their own food and they depend or feed upon the plants or other animals for their need of energy and nutrients. Let us move on to the trophic levels in the food chain. So first at the base are the producers, which include various plants, algae and phytoplanktons. Then are the primary consumers, which feed upon those plants and phytoplanktons. They are also termed as herbivores. Then comes the secondary consumers, which feed on the primary consumers, then tertiary consumers, and then quaternary consumers. Decomposers are those microorganisms which feed upon the dead plants and dead animals, which reduces the organic matter into inorganic matter in the environment. Let's see what are the types of the food chain. So first is grazing food chain. The consumer utilizes plants as their food and constitute the grazing food chain. This food chain begins from the green plants and the primary consumers, also known as herbivores. Most of the ecosystem in the nature follow this type of food chain. For example, grass is eaten by grasshopper, grasshopper is eaten by birds, and birds are eaten by the falcon. Here you can see the grazing food chain, flower, which is producer, consumed by caterpillar, primary consumer, then frog, secondary consumer, snake, tertiary consumer, and the owl as quaternary consumer. Second type of food chain is detritus food chain. This type of food chain starts from the dead organic matter of decaying animals and plant bodies to the microorganism and then to the detritus feeding organism and to the other predators. The organisms which are involved in detritus food chains are algae, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, insects, nematodes, etc. So here is the example of detritus food chain. So dead organic matter is fed by the bacteria, millipede, aerobic respiration takes place, and the bacteria and different microorganism converts this dead organic matter into inorganic nutrients. Let us see what is the significance of the food chain. The knowledge of the food chain helps us in understanding the feeding relationship as well as the interaction between the organism and the ecosystem. It also helps in understanding the mechanism of the energy flow and how the matter is circulated in the ecosystem. It also helps to understand the movement of toxic substance and the problem associated with the biological magnification in the ecosystem. This was all about food chain. Now we will talk about food webs. So here food web can be defined as a network of food chains that are interconnected at various trophic levels so as to form a number of feeding connections amongst different organisms of a biotic community. It is also known as consumer resource system. Let us see some important facts about food web. A node or a joint represents an individual species or a group of related species. A link connects two nodes. The arrow represents link and always go from prey to predators. The lowest trophic levels are called basal species and the highest trophic levels are called top predators. Movement of nutrients is always cyclic, but movement of energy is unidirectional, that is non-cyclic. There are different types of food webs such as soil food web, aquatic food web, food web in food forest, food web in grasslands, food web in terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. Here, this picture represents the soil food web. Small microorganism, organic matter, birds, small animals are included in this food web. Here is an example of food web in the forest. Different trophic levels and animals, producers, consumers are interconnected with each other. Same with the aquatic food web. It comprises of phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, fishes, seals, crabs, polar bear, etc. All the animals, producers, consumers, decomposers are interlinked with each other in the food web. Here is an example of grassland food web. Here is the representation of the food web, which is interlinked between the terrestrial as well as aquatic ecosystem. Let us move forward to the significance of food web. So food webs distinguish the levels of the producers and consumers by identifying and defining the importance of animal relationships and food sources, beginning with primary producers such as plants, insects, and herbivores. Food webs are also important tool in understanding that plants are the foundation of all the ecosystem and food chains, sustaining life by providing nourishment and oxygen needed for the survival and reproduction of different other animals. The food web also provides stability to the ecosystem. Now let's move on to the ecological pyramids. So ecological pyramids are graphical representation of the trophic structures in the ecosystem as shown in the slide. The trophic levels are feeding position in a food chain such as primary producers, herbivores, primary carnivore, etc. Ecological pyramids are of three types, that are pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of productivity. Let us see one by one what are they. First is pyramid of number. It is the graphical representation of the number of individuals per unit area of various trophic levels. The large number of producers tend to form the base and the lower number of top carnivores occupies the tip. Now, depending upon the environment, depending upon the ecosystem, the pyramid can be upright, it can be inverted, or it can be in spindle shape. See, the plants or the producers occupies the base, which are more in number, and then the number of organism goes on decreasing from the primary consumer to secondary consumer and then to the tertiary consumers. Second is pyramid of biomass. It is the graphical representation of biomass present per unit area at different trophic levels, with producers at the base and carnivores at the top. Biomass can be calculated as mass of each individual into number of individual present at each trophic level. Here is an example of upright pyramid of biomass in the terrestrial ecosystem. The producers, as they are large in numbers, so the mass is higher. The herbivores or primary consumers lesser in number as compared to producers, so mass is lower as compared to the producers, and same as for the apex organisms also. So this is the upright pyramid of biomass in an terrestrial ecosystem. Now this is the inverted pyramid in an aquatic ecosystem. The producers in aquatic ecosystems are algae, phytoplanktons. So they are very large in quantities, but the mass is very less. So despite large in numbers, the mass is very less, so they occupies a very less area in the pyramid. Then they are consumed by the herbivores, which are the fishes, which are less in number but more in mass as compared to the producers. And then the apex, that is carnivore, They are less in number as compared to herbivores, but the mass is more as compared to herbivore and producers. So we can see an inverted pyramid in an aquatic ecosystem. Third is pyramid of productivity. Pyramid of productivity is a graphical representation of the flow of energy through each trophic level of a food chain over a fixed time period. The input of solar energy may be indicated by adding an extra to the base of the pyramid. So here it is the representation of pyramid of productivity. So at the base there is sunlight because the major energy source is sunlight. Above it are the producers, then primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. So this way pyramid of productivity is always upright. So this was all about the energy flow, what is food chain, what is food web, what are the food pyramids. So thank you all of you.